Hi there, this is Dave DeBow and welcome to this week's episode of Canadian Profits TV. I want to send a big thanks to Karen, who's stepping in for Wagner as our chief camera person this week, so thank you very much, Karen. So what's going on? Well, by the time you're watching this, we will have just finished up the Fast Track weekend event in Edmonton. The one in Calgary was a blast. I'm sure the one in Edmonton was as well. And I'm pre-recording this because today I'm actually on a field trip with my 10-year-old son and his grade 5 class. We're all off to Barkerville for the next 3 days, so that should be a lot of fun, and I'll tell you about that in upcoming episodes and hopefully share a few video clips with you as well. So what are we going to talk about today? Well, I'm going to focus on two things. I'm going to do a real estate tip, and I'm going to do a combination of a business and a mindset minute all combined. So stay tuned. All right, so for this week's real estate tip, I'm going to share a tip that we learned from our good friend Ross McAllister down in beautiful Scottsdale, Arizona, one of the partners of MC Companies with Ken McElroy, Rich Dad Advisors, very, very sharp real estate entrepreneurs. In fact, together they have over 6,000 doors in their portfolio that they own and manage. So they definitely know a few things about rental properties and tenants. So we asked Ross, what are some of the things that you look out for when you're looking at prospective tenants? He said he had two big red flags that he always looks out for with people who want to rent one of their properties. And I'll share the first one of these with you this week. You have to stay tuned for next week's to check that one out as well. So Ross McAllister's red flag number one when it comes to prospective tenants is people who want to have an immediate move-in. So that's someone who's just anxious to get right into your property right away. It's like tomorrow's not soon enough. They want to start moving their stuff in today. And on the surface, that might seem like a good thing, especially if you have a vacant property. However, Ross warns against that. He said there's usually a reason they're in such a big rush to get out of their previous place into their next place. Could be that they pulled a midnight move on their previous landlord. Could be any number of reasons. But he says that's always been a big red flag for them. Anytime that they have ignored that red flag, they've paid dearly for it. So now they won't even consider anybody who's looking for just an immediate overnight type of move-in. Why? Because most good quality tenants are looking for something to move into in the next month or 2 months. They want to give proper notice to their current landlord. They want to wrap things up properly the way it should be. And that's the kind of tenant that you want to get into your property as well. So that's your real estate tip for this week, courtesy of our good friend Ross McAllister. All right, so for this week I want to do a combination of a business breakthrough and a mindset minute, all kind of wrapped into one. Again, we just got back recently from our diamond getaway to Scottsdale, Arizona, met up with MC Companies, Ross McAllister. He also introduced us to a new partner of theirs, a gentleman named Jerry Clark. And Jerry's actually 74 years old. Sure as heck doesn't look it. Looks like he's about 54. Very, very good shape gentleman. Great attitude, very successful. In fact, Jerry and his company since 1973 have built over 20,000 apartment units in and around Phoenix, Arizona alone. So this gentleman is definitely a developer on a big scale. And Darren Weeks had the chance of spending some time with Jerry, and we also had a chance to spend some time with Jerry as well. And Darren was very, very impressed with Jerry's 4 success secrets. So again, this gentleman's been around the block quite a few times. He's built up a huge company. He's very, very successful, very financially successful as well, but also successful in life in general. So Jerry shared his 4 success tips with Darren and also with us. And success tip number 1, according to Jerry Clark, is showing up. So I don't know if you've heard the old expression from Woody Allen, 80% of success is just showing up. Well, Jerry continues on with that. He says, yeah, that's true. He says you have to make it so that you're in the right place at the right time. So showing up doesn't mean necessarily just being in a physical location. It means maybe picking up the telephone, writing a letter, writing an email. It's taking active action, being proactive, getting off your derriere and doing something. So showing up, like I say, could be any number of things. It could be reaching out to somebody, making an appointment to meet with somebody, getting somebody on the telephone, sending them a letter or an email, what have you, but just show up. That's Jerry's success secret number one. And again, it's kind of a mindset thing, and it also applies to business. So if you're already in business for yourself, just showing up means actually taking that extra action, making sure that every single day you're doing something to create revenues for your company, not just doing busy work. So taking action, showing up. That's your Mindset Minute and your business breakthrough for today. All right, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Canadian Profits TV. What's going on with Canadian Profits? Well, if you're in the beautiful provinces of Ontario and Quebec, myself and my family, we're coming to visit you in July. So I'm really looking forward to that. We're going to be putting on a series of my rent-to-own three-way payday live training events in Ontario and also in Montreal. So we're going to be coming through London, Toronto, Ottawa, and Montreal in July, starting on July 17th. If you're interested in that, check out threewaypayday.com. Love to see you out there for that. Speaking of rent-to-own, if you're one of our current rent-to-own cash-on-demand students, make sure you mark your calendars for August 18th and 19th. That's a Saturday and a Sunday here in beautiful Kamloops, BC, where we're going to be having our second Rent-to-Own Profits Summit. So again, that's free of charge if you're a current Rent-to-Own Cash-on-Demand student. If you're not a current Rent-to-Own Cash-on-Demand student, you should be. You can check it all out. You can see the special offer that we've got for that at r2oprofitssummit.com. Check it out, r2oprofitssummit.com. All right, take care, have a great week, and we'll talk to you next Monday. Bye-bye.